you're about to witness a powerful live show to commemorate the World Menstrual Hygiene Day 2023. Stay connected and don't forget to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to our YouTube page because as we work together we can.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once more to the talk show in the work office. I am your host for Mandalum, and today we'll be talking with a sociologist about the myths and taboos surrounding menstruation. According to WHO, at least 300 million women menstruate each day. According to UNICEF, it's estimated that 1 in 10 girls either drop out of school or avoid school for a day or so just because they are on their menses and they cannot follow the correct menstrual hygiene procedures. A young girl's first period can set off several human rights violations, like we have child marriages, which occurs when some parents just realize that their child has started menstruating and they start looking for an old man to go and give their child to get married to. But this is just one among so many others. We have child marriages, we have sexual violence, we have unintended teenage pregnancies, amongst others. We have organizations that we would like to give a shout out to, like UNICEF, UNFPA, WHO, UNDP, among others, who have put on a strong fight against myths and taboos surrounding menstruation. Welcome once more for those joining us for the first time. Today we are talking about the myths and taboos surrounding menstruation, and joining us today is our beautiful sociologist, Miss Atem Colette. Welcome once more to the studio.
Thank you, Miss Manda. Thank you so much. Thank you. Good afternoon, dear listeners. It's all my pleasure. I'm so grateful for being here. Thank you so much.
Okay, we've explained that at least 300 million women menstruate each day, and some of them are considered to be terrible. Some of them get very different treatment from others just because of their menses. What are some of these myths and taboos that surround menstruation in communities today?
Thank you so much for this question, Madam Amanda. It's actually a myth. And some societies and communities have seen it as a taboo. That is even deteriorating the life of these girls and some women. I'll just list out some few points and give some explanation. For instance, in some communities, it's a taboo if a young lady is menstruating, she's not supposed to cook or go to a sacred place according to these traditional practitioners. Also, that if you're a young lady, you're menstruating, going to buy a sanitary pad, it should be hidden, maybe in a black nylon or a bag for you not to be seen, it shouldn't be exposed. Also, as a young lady, to add that, as a young lady, if you are menstruating, you should not discuss it in public. For instance, seeing your friends and talking about it, that is a taboo. As a young lady, if you are menstruating, or as a woman, you are considered to be impure, unclean and dirty. As a young lady or a woman, if you are menstruating, you're not supposed to touch plants or go around it, if not they will die. There are so many of it, but I think we should just focus on this because societies differ. In some societies they'll tell you these things don't happen around, like the people only have knowledge on it because maybe the men were sensitized on it by others, and in other societies it's that kind of taboo that menstruation is just like a bad omen. Even couples will say, when my wife is menstruating, I have a business deal or whatever, like a bad omen. Why now? For instance, a couple maybe menstruates on a wedding day, who will say it's a bad omen.
And it's typical in rural societies where people are not really educated on this menstruation and menstrual hygiene.
Exactly. Let's say, for instance, as a young girl, if a young girl, according to some of this stuff, like if a young girl is menstruating, she's considered unclean, dirty, and impure. I don't think that is just a myth that cannot be proven. But people say it's a taboo. Firstly, I would say it's factual. It's just nature way of telling this girl that she's growing. And growing up, you know that different stages. Oh, now that's menstruating. Maybe if I meet with a man and become pregnant. So it's just something natural. It wasn't the girl's fault. She was not born to be menstruating. She did not come to this way to start to menstruate. Just a natural factor, natural something. Likewise, people will say you have to go and get body pad. Or take a bag, take a nylon, a black one, for you not to be exposed. Why? When you go to the market to buy a hygiene kits, toothpaste and all the rest, do you like look for a bag? No, you just go. Sometimes we even hold these toothpaste, so for why even shaving base, we hold it around. I don't see it as a taboo. So just likewise, that's how participation, just like bread and any other thing. Just that in some societies, seeing a young lady holding that thing and walking around, oh, you just consider that one like a bad egg. Yes, a bad egg. To also add that as a young lady or a woman, when you're menstruating, you're not supposed to cook. You're not supposed to follow the orders when they're going to perform their rituals or in their certain places. I don't think that is actually correct. Traditional practitioners should take this into consideration. Firstly, if a woman or a girl is not menstruating, it shows that he or she has a problem.
Yes.
Yes, it shows that he or she, it shows not he or she, rather, it shows that either the girl or the woman has a problem. Because if you go to the hospital today, there are people that are on treatment due to the fact that either their menstruation is not consistent or something, the way it comes out, maybe in a different style. So if your child or your wife is menstruating, you should be grateful to God. Firstly, remember there's a natural factor, it's not her fault. And it should also help to even encourage her and stand by her during this period. Likewise, I wish to add, saying it's a taboo for a girl or a woman to talk about her menstruation in public. Okay, the question is, when you are as a man or others, you talk about movies in public, talk about sports, talk about your family, movies, oh, Barcelona and all the rest. So talking about it freely is just a way that the girl should talk about her menstruation freely with her friends in public. I don't think that she should be ashamed of it. Like people will say, some people will say, hey, in PG, like, quote, like, be balong picking, still the work I do for public. No, I don't think that is necessary. And this is more the thing about that we should really eradicate it from our minds and our society. And even our boys' children should even bring this topic to them so that they can also be enlightened. They should not go in a place and feel like, oh, they see a path and like, oh, start thinking of some certain things.
I've also heard so much about this issue with plants that people should not go to the farm when they are on their menses because the plants are going to die or they are not going to do well.
Because according to these people, since they are maybe what is coming out from them, they see it as a bad omen.
All of this is just
so they're following the orders to plants like, oh, rather than you plants your own not coming out, you just have to pollute like so one X or everything. So you just have to maybe pollute that of others. So they just feel like, oh, and in a way they will not even say it, they will not say it to you openly.
Yes.
They will not say, since I'm menstruating, like, no, that thing, that's what they say.
They will not even call it.
They will not even call it by its
menses or your period. They will just say that thing.
That's it.
Like mentioning the word itself is
exactly my point. And in a way, you know, as a young girl, to think that the girl of 12 is menstruating, how do you feel this girl? How do they think this girl will feel after all these, maybe these actions plus this word? Oh, let me see, it's her first menstruation. The next one is coming up. She's already depressed. Oh, how am I going to do? This is she not come like she feels like there's something wrong with her. She feels like just like the little girl was on her way to school and she discovered that she was soaking blood. She was like, oh, I'm dying. She had to rush home. And when she went home now, her mom was just like, oh yeah, what happened? She said, Mommy, I'm dying. And her mom was just like, dying how? And then her mom smiled, was like, Mommy, I'm dying and you're smiling. And the mom was like, no, you're not dying like that. It shows that you are fast becoming a woman. To think that not just maybe just her parents, maybe her mom, And to think that the man was also involved, so it was a way of telling this girl, like encouraging this girl, because she came with the hope that she's dying. And her parents are reassuring her that no, it's just a natural way of telling her that she's growing up. Gave this girl hope. I believe that when she goes back to school and maybe she can even lecture others.
Hi everyone, wherever you're watching from, thanks for joining us live to commemorate the World Menstrual Hygiene Day 2023. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected.
What are some of the actions that we can take or consider to break these taboos and myths?
Firstly, I would say, before any action, men should be involved. Yes, men should be involved, like they should talk about it even publicly. Yes, men should talk about it publicly and lecture their children. They should be involved, like, for instance, I'm a dad, I can like, oh, okay, maybe when you're menstruating, you have to be clean, you have to like, be involved in the child's life during this process. Likewise, even your wife, you can even go and buy pad for her. You can even talk about it publicly, because sometimes there are people that their systems are different. You see a girl menstruating and throughout that period, she's weak, she's in pain and all the rest. Is the man like, oh, let me say, oh, I read that you can do sports for the pain to subside, and then you can drink more water or whatever, all those things. So men should be engaged in it. Yes, they should even be the ones buying this pad. Just like couples, girlfriends and boyfriends, the boy can go to a store and buy a pad. If you can go and buy toothpaste and toothbrush, the boy should go to a store, get the pad, bring it home and give his girlfriend. Likewise, the man give his daughter or his wife.
I find all of this funny actually. It's not funny as per a joke, but it's funny that someone's ignorance can lead to another person's demise. You get?
That's it. Yes, that's it. Ignorance is a disease, as people say. Yes, ignorance is a disease. And to think that some of these people that they see these things as taboo, they were told by people like them, or people like them, because the people, I don't know. For instance, it's not like you must not go to school before you tend things to be bad or to be good. They knowledge gossip for me, and they're only to research. Oh, why does this thing happen, and how can it be resolved? From there, I don't think they will be able to actually put these things in place and see it as a taboo, because I remember there's this person, there's this girl that some time ago, I remember she went to get the pad, and I don't know why she was playing with it like a ball or something. First it looked soft, and somebody was just like, another person like, put that thing, put it under your dress, like under your dress, hide it. It's not supposed to be exposed. It's not supposed to be exposed. I don't think pads are contraband goods that's supposed to be hidden, because anything hidden is contraband. You go and buy it by the wallet, so why don't you buy pad and hold it? If you
tell people to put it in black paper, they don't want to see it in transparent.
And sometimes buying it, if there are other customers there, they look at you to be, especially when you're a young girl, the way they look at you like as if you just feel unwanted in that particular premises. But that's not supposed to be the case, because the way you treat these people, even with their actions, they can be depressed, you don't even know. And sometimes also they want to go and get lectures from people that they cannot even help them. So I'm just begging on parents, big brothers, male and female, elderly ones, male and female, let's help these girls, let's help these women. Don't think that because she's a woman, she has given birth to 2-3 children, she does not feel depressed and bad whenever she's menstruating, and you throw those slangs, say balloon, this and that.
They don't come beside me. I heard this man say in public to his wife, no, he can't come and corner me.
When you see that thing, some people say when you see that thing, I don't want to see from my corner. That is bad. Did this person did she just wake up and say, okay, I want to menstruate? No. Let's remember there's a natural factor. Let's just remember that.
And then there's another thing that I think should be an action to curb and break these taboos. The distribution of pad.
Yeah, mostly by men.
Yes.
Yes, it should be. That's like I was saying, one of my points, like if men can go to the store, get these pads, bring it to their wife, bring it to their daughters, bring it to their girlfriends. I believe there's going to be a different mindset in the society and community.
Yeah,
you know, they say action speaks louder than words. It should not just be our words. Let's see the action. Yeah,
that's true. But again, some people complain that the prices of these pads are too high, that they can't afford it. So I think international organizations, humanitarians, can come into these communities that we know that they are not having high standards of living, or they have a low standard of living, to share these pads and educate the people about menstrual hygiene, because typically these are the highest people who even need the education to know that this is okay, it's not a taboo, it's not bad for a woman to be on her period. With the sharing of this part, you encourage them to value their menstrual hygiene, to value their body, and to look up to themselves, to feel better about themselves when they are menstruating.
That's correct. You know, actually, each time I think of this other taboo line, if you are menstruating, you're not supposed to cook. I begin to wonder, imagine you're the only girl in their house and you don't know who can cook, meaning nobody will eat.
Actually.
Yes. Or maybe I believe that in the sense is that if you cook food, it's for your, like, you
it's just only for yourself.
Others to cook theirs and they'll eat theirs, you eat yours, like there is this separation.
What if it's just a woman in the house with her 3 little kids? Let's just say one is 7 years old, one is 5, and the last
man is there.
She's on her period. The man, let's just say the father is out of town, and this lady is on her period. What happens when she's on her period and then she's told that she should not cook when she's on her period? What will her children eat? So she goes out to buy food to come and feed her children.
For no reason at all, because what's the taboo there? I don't know. Has a man ever bought a pad for a lady or for a girl and something happens to him? No, I don't think so. Yeah, because some of us will have opportunity that some of our siblings, male, they buy us pads. Yes. They take out like, oh, someone will even like which part, like they will tell you that I know that so many different parts, which one do you need? To think that they are aware of it. So if the men in the society, the men in our community can also engage in this activity and talk about it, it should be like a normal conversation in the house, on the streets, when they're watching their football, they should even talk about it. Because the better they talk about it, all these things will be eradicated. That's just what I think.
Thank you very much for your input. If you are joining us, we've been talking about menstrual hygiene, its myths and taboos, and we had our beautiful sociologist here, Mrs. Colette Atem. What will Rewa do? We've spoken so much about menstrual hygiene, we spoke about menstruation, about the myths and taboos surrounding it. But what will us as an organization do to grab or to fight or to break these barriers of taboo? What do you think can be one of the actions that an organization like us should do?
Well, I would say men should be invited, men should be sensitized. Like they should go into the communities and societies, try to sensitize both men and women. Like they should not just take men alone, the sexes should be mixed. The men and women should sensitize them on these things. So that at least now when this thing will be going on, realize that some women will be like like making their husband like and like
because
they like responding to it. They should bring both the men and women, even boys of age. I can say boys of 15 and above, because some of them already have girlfriends and stuff. Bring them together, sensitize them on this thing, make them to understand that it's a natural factor. Let's remember this one, it's a natural factor. It's a natural something. And I believe that, and when these persons will go, will be like, it's true, my wife has been saying it, my daughter. And it will be a way of encouragement and support to their spouse or lovers or children during this period.
Thank you once more. Thank you. Rewak has been taking on so many actions to help women and girls who are menstruating. We have sent out and distributed menstrual kits so far. But yes, it's always lovely together. But we are not reaching out to as many people as we would love to. So we need support from other organizations. With this, we would like to share more menstrual kits. We would also like to talk to girls, to young girls and children about how to go about it when they get, let's just say, stained, or when their period overflows and it stains their dresses, how to react when they are in public spaces. We also want to teach girls, women, men and boys about the menstrual cycle and how it works, because sometimes even your father or your brother can help you understand your menstrual cycle, so that you can easily know when something is going wrong correctly. Yes, that's true. Because so many of them don't understand, and it leads to teenage pregnancies when they don't. Yes. So we want to come out and teach these people, but so far we have done as much as we can. We need help to continue doing more work. Thank you very much, and see you next time. Next time we'll be talking about menstrual hygiene and how to go about it. See you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the videos as usual.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, and thank you for your time and your participation. Hope you all love the show. Remember to stay connected always with Ruwa's online activities, because as you are together